Today I'm at the Titleist Fitting Centre to get fitted for some brand new wedges. Here we are at Spring Valley. It's the Titleist High Performance Lab. We've got the high performance person himself, Jonathan Law, trying to make us good at golf. I've given you a bit of an update on mine.
Yep.
Are you achieving your goal?
I think so. Your handicap's coming down, right?
Yes.
So it's we're getting there in that regard. I think today when we're doing wedges and short game, I think this is where you can really start to bring the scoring down more consistently. We find it's most underfitted area in a player's bag, but where a player can make their biggest improvement from a scoring point of view.
Yeah, and so what am I going through with my wedges?
So we're going to figure out what loft, grind and setup you need to help you have the greatest shot versatility around the greens. We want to get contact, flight and spin optimized. Yeah. So those are the three keys to great wedge play. If we can get contact, flight and spin optimized, then you are going to play better golf.
So I've got a 48 degrees, which I'm loving, by the way.
Yep.
How do you work, how low do you work down to, or is it you look at the numbers first?
Oh, look, it's a really great question. It depends on how you hit your wedges and how you want to play. So we would sort of look at a 48, what's the most loft that you want to play or can play, and then we fit the clubs in between. And obviously you're only allowed to have 14 clubs, so we've got to bear that in mind as well. So we know that you've got a pitching wedge which is 43 degrees, but you've got your 48 degree kind of in there as well. So I'm going to use that as your pitching wedge loft. And what's the highest loft you've got at the moment?
So I've got a 60 degree. How much I use it? Not massive. Okay. I'd use a 56.
A lot more?
A lot more.
Okay. Let's pop a 48 in there, sorry, a 58 in there. And we're going to take that one out because you've already got one of those. And so 54, 58 kind of makes the most sense in terms of loft gapping. So
how much difference in distance would you say between a 48 and a 54?
You're looking at probably about 12 to 14 metres. 6 degrees will give you about that.
Yep.
The thing that we would sort of look at is, you know, how often are you hitting a full speed wedge and what does that sort of do? So with your current setup, you've got 48 to 56. So what do you do? That must be at least a 20 metre gap or more.
Yes.
So what do you do when you're in between clubs?
Yes, so I am learning, trying to know what 80% is. Yep. Well, I think I'm 80% or 60% with a 48. Yep. Because I don't want to go 100% with my 56.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to not swing as hard and just let the club do its work.
Correct.
So I, as I said, I have been a little bit creative, but it's different if you have a club that you know's that distance at 80% and you just go for it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. With your current setup, you've obviously just explained about the way that you've used the 48 and the 56.
48, yep.
So if you were looking at those two lofts there, particularly the 58, would you ever open the face of your 60 to play shots? A lot, a little bit, or not really?
Yeah, it just depends on the circumstances. But if, I have to hit over a bunker onto the green, no, I'm lofting.
Okay.
Yep, definitely.
Great. And then what's the kind of order of frequency?
I'd probably be looking more, because there's a subtle change. I'd still think I'd use the 54 more for pitching and chipping. And the 58s, bunker shots that I've got to get up. That shot that I talked about, out of rough, trying to get it over bunkers.
Yep. So a bit more like in that sort of order there. Just a straightforward kind of chip shot.
Where to, you reckon?
Just that alignment stick there.
To finish there?
Land it there.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, great. Nice. It's a really nice kind of tempo for a wedge shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to work on it.
Yeah.
As opposed
to swinging
really hard.
Because, we can then we can really sort of dial in what sole design and loft options you
Yes.
have to maximise this part of your game,
Yes,
which is clearly
to keep it as a strength.
yeah,
And, yep.
yeah. Really good.
Oh, in the hole. Was that a hole in my? I chipped in. Go
good.
in. Go in.
Better.
Yeah.
A lot more speed on that one. The thing that players find hard sometimes is with, and this is where elite players kind of separate themselves from the rest of us, is that, you know, they can swing the club at really high speed sometimes, but, you know, because of their control of the face and the way they set up the loft, you know, they can hit it. You know,
Yeah, it's
5
that
meters.
first one I sort of went with a bit of a bunker, you know, bunker swing.
Yep.
Whereas that one was a bit more.
Nice, really good. So it's essentially the shape of the sole. So loft is the big number. The small number is the effective bounce on the wedge, which takes into account the entire sole of the club. So F grind full. You can see there's no grind off the back of that. S grind has a straight grind across the back, so it makes this part of the wedge quite narrow. And then we've got M, which again has got this crescent shape here, but a lot of bounce here. So the sole design and the loft are really important because they're the two things that are going to give you the correct contact on the ball.
Yes.
And if we can get the correct contact on the ball, your launch is going to come down, your spin will go up, and then you'll get maximum control of the ball. And ideally, we want the contact on a wedge to be between grooves 2 and 5.
Yeah.
And that's where the sole design is incredibly important. Because if we don't get that bit right, then your contact will either be too low or too high in the face, and that will affect the launch and the spin conditions of the ball.
Yeah.
So you saw a couple of your shots went quite high.
Yes.
That would be where the contact gets a little high in the face and just rides up the club face a little bit too much.
Yep.
What we really want to see is nice, low.
And that was me just with this. I wasn't opening up the face.
No, that's right.
Yeah,
And that's where, again, you know, we've got to make sure that, you know, everyone's going to swing the club kind of a little bit differently on occasion. So we've got to take that into account as well. But this is a real strength. Seems to be a real strength of the game. So.
Yeah. Wedge strength.
We're going to hit 2 shots with each sole. And we're going to just, again, we're going to look at contact, flight, spin. But you can see how the ball, it landed on the green, it bounced once, it stopped.
Yes.
That's kind of what we want to see.
Yeah.
We want the bounce and the spin to be predictable.
Okay.
No good if you hit that shot, the ball bounces and then it rips back 15 metres on the slope, like it might look all fancy. It's all right.
Maybe the
right
black one, was it? The second one?
I actually thought that was the one that you hit the worst, yeah.
Okay.
For this shot, this last one was the best one.
Okay.
I know the second one was a little bit kind of flary off to the right, but it wasn't as flary and off to the right as the other two. The other two had slightly narrower soles. Now that is exactly what that type of pitch shot should look like. I know it's gone a little left, but you can just tell from the sound.
Yeah, it was nice.
That nice crisp contact with the ball on the face, the club contact with the turf, the club sliding through.
Yep, didn't check in
absolutely perfect.
Yes.
So, you know, a lower launch, but you could see there, even landing on that slope into this slight headwind, the ball's not spinning back too much, it's just spinning enough to make it stop.
No, just noticing that consistency you're talking about, maybe one bounce, a little bit of spin. Yeah.
And I think this is what I really love about this sole design for you for this particular shot, because that wasn't good contact at all.
Yeah. But it's still got a good result.
Great result.
Yeah.
You 8 feet under the hole. But could you see how the launch changed?
Yeah, it was higher too, wasn't it?
given the fact that you've hit that far behind the ball is going to just launch differently to a really
Beautiful
crisp
kick,
contact.
yes.
But what it hasn't done is it hasn't dug into the turf so much that you flubbed it 5 meters in front of you, which would happen if we didn't have this bit of the sole right.
Yeah, because that's interesting. You know, when that happens, you know, when you check it, that gets in your mind with your wedges. Yeah, the next time you play that shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was great.
So with this loft, we don't need any grind on the sole. Nice full sole. You've got 14 degrees of bounce. So that's measured from sort of that low point to here.
Wow.
Okay, and that's what has made the club go through the turf quickly on that shot,
When it was a little
where
bit
it
fat.
wasn't quite as good.
Yes.
So,
And that result, like, geez,
Result was
yeah, happy
great.
days.
Yep.
Yeah.
so if that's what's going to happen to a poorer strike, that's great because it's an excellent result.
Yes.
Yeah. So in this loft, you don't need anything going on with the sole more than what that is.
That is,
so
yeah.
very traditional kind of full-soled club. What I would do is I'm just going to change the loft a little bit, just to evenly space between the 48, 53, and then 58.
Yes.
So we're just going to strengthen the loft 1 degree, just to even that spacing out. So there's going to be less distance between those two clubs.
Yeah, bloody oath. So what would be the distance? Were you saying 12 to 14 metres maybe?
If you've got a 6 degree gap, it's going to go up to about 14 at
14.
maximum. If you've got 5, you're probably looking a little over 10,
Yeah,
11 metres, which is fine.
it's good to know.
But as you're doing, like, a full wedge swing is not like a full 7-iron swing or a full
No.
driver swing, right? Yeah.
I'm slowly learning that.
What this does is it really gives us some versatility with how you play shots. So when the conditions get softer at Riversdale in the winter, you know, you might well be using this wedge for a lot more shots
Yes,
because of the ground conditions.
yes.
But you can see if it works on this sandbelt turf,
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty tight.
yeah,
Lie.
it's going to work. It's going to work where the conditions are softer. The grass is different
Yeah.
type. Yeah. I reckon it's a similar swing speed to what you've just done with the 54 to the
okay.
back pin, but with a bit more loft.
Okay. Oh,
I'm going to give you an out here. That was my fault, not yours.
why?
It's not the right grind.
Okay. Okay. Are you confident with this one?
More confident than the other one.
I like it.
That's a pretty good shot. That's a pretty good shot. So, again, what we're seeing here is that as was kind of shown on the wedge up on the range there, what we're seeing is that these two grinds here, the D and M, in this loft and that sole design, that shape, are really working well
Okay.
for this type of pitch shot. We've got to make sure it works with the
Around.
really kind of fiddly ones around the green, but that grind in both 54 and 58 were no good.
Okay.
So that front edge, okay, you haven't made a good pass at it,
No, I didn't.
but
Yeah.
that front edge has then caught the turf too much, too narrow, not going to help you.
Beautiful.
And again, like, this gives you versatility. If you've got an F grind in a 54, which we're going to bend to 53, and then you've got a sole shape here where, well, I'm going to put you in a really tricky spot now, where you can open the face up and really deliver a lot more loft, get a lot more height. So that's going to give you that
That
versatility.
versatility.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay.
Still not bad, but
So
yeah.
it's again, this lines up with everything that you said it perfectly. Like, that would be great in the soft conditions at Riversdale,
Yes.
but not great if you play anywhere on the sandbelt. You know, as versatile as that is, this high point when you were opening the face up, it's just with your shallower delivery,
Yes.
it's just pushing that front edge up a little bit.
Yeah.
So the middle one, the one that you kind of bladed into the bank of the bunker there, you may have got away with that a little bit more with the M. Probably still would have been a bit on the thin side, but because there's less angle here and less bounce, it's going to slip under the ball a little more. It's still got plenty of width. So you've got that versatility where it's going to work in the softer conditions, but it's got low enough effective bounce where on a tight lie for a really tricky pin.
I mean, I can be in the game, can't I? Yeah, that was great.
So now hits that back pin, which is a bit more friendly. Again, do whatever you'd normally do with the club face. Whether you'd open it, keep it square, you do whatever. Whatever works. I think we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Awesome.
To be honest, they've all been a lot better than I've got.
Just even the lofts that you're using, even if you had the perfect grind bounce setup, the lofts that you're using aren't helping you score well.
Yes.
You've got too much gap between 48 and 56. I don't think you need 60 degrees of loft. You get plenty of height with 58.
Yes.
You know, that can actually handicap you a little bit more with the club slipping under the ball too much.
Which funny enough, it has in rough.
Yep.
So then it just dribbles there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it's just about really tuning into what does the lie tell me about what sole design I need to use.
Yes.
So even if you're in this situation here going to that back pin and you're on a really kind of soft grassy lie, you can use the 54. You can open up the 54 a little bit, use more of the sole.
Yes.
You can open the face of it up, turn it into a 58 degree loft, but because of the sole design, you've got a lot more bounce to get the club through that softer
definitely.
sand. And then when you go into the firmer bunkers around the sand belt, then you got that one.
58. This has been awesome. What about this man, Jonathan? Jonathan, thanks again.
You're welcome.
I'll give you another handicap update.
Sure. Well, I listen to the podcast, so I get the handicap updates every week.
But please look after Peter.
Okay. I'm hearing you.